Mike Schwartz from Glue, and I have on the line with me Yuri Zabravarny, who's one of the lead developers of the OAuth project, and today he's going to give a quick overview of the UMA demo that we've been working on. Yuri?
Yes, exactly. So, yeah, first short introduction to what actually I'm going to present right now. So, first we have authorization server already implemented, which is now OAuth2. And now I'm working on sample for resource server and client that actually requesting party that will request resources on the resource server. So right now I'm concentrated on that resource server and the sample and how to that sample should show how actually resource server should protect resource servers with UMA. So let's start. First of all, I would like to show the web service. It's a very simple REST web service which on request returns phone numbers. So it's very simple, nothing special. But the idea here is to show how to protect it with UMA. And yeah, so here it is. First of all, in order to make any request to resources that are protected with UMA, a relying party must provide RPT, which stands for relying party token, and here it is. So it's in header under authorization header name called authorization, and inside it looks like barrier from where you actually take that RPT. If in order there is, for example, no such token, or for example, such token is invalid, for that a resource server must request status of that RPT, whether it's valid or not, on authorization server. And in case it's not valid, or something is, or it's not provided at all, or something is wrong, in that case, the resource server returns HTTP unauthorized response with redirection to authorization server, where relying party may discover all necessary endpoints in order to obtain that RPT and got everything it needs to access that resource. So once that token is present, if it's present and the status is okay, so we retrieve that status, we got permission from that status here and check whether it has enough permissions. So for this simple web service, it's enough when scope will be view or all. So in case we will meet such scopes in permission, then it's enough for us, and then we will grant we will return that resources. Here it's a very simple JSON that represents phone numbers. In case such permissions, maybe that RPT doesn't have such permissions, so the access will be denied. But it's not enough just to deny a request. We must say what actually, what should be done by relying party in order to access such resources. For this, resource server register permissions and set on authorization server and says, okay, in order to access this web service, you need to satisfy these two scopes and register. It registers these permissions and it got back from authorization server ticket. So and returns that ticket inside response. So now resource relying party know that how to authorize his RPT in order to obtain to get access to this web service. So I think that is pretty clear. So now I'm going to show, because we have, I built a small monitoring which actually shows yeah, nice logging, what is actually inside it. So here resource server is started, and we see logs from that resource server. So here we can see exactly what resource server do. So that's good. So I've briefly explained resource server and how it protects his resources. And now I can't demo anything without a requesting party. So for requesting party, we are going to have another very nice UI, which will be where user can play with it. But for now, it's not ready, and it's in plan to implement it. But for now, I put a very simple test, which will simulate a requesting party, and it will do requests to resource server, and we will see how they actually communicate between each other. So here is test. It's called RP simulation test. So first we do call. Let's see what the do call do. It's a call to our resource server. So it's it's hard-coded value. Now it's on my local PC, and our phone numbers should be available here. It's where resource server hosts his phones, and we here when we do that call, we just present our RPT, and that's all. So now let's do in actually test what it do. First, it do call without any RPT. So of course, such response should be denied. So, and then we try to discover metadata of our UMA in order to obtain RPT. So here is the code where we try to first we obtain authorization access token. In order to access authorization server, relying party must have authorization access token first, and then to do call to resource server, it must present a relying party token. So first we obtain authorization access token, then we do call to get a requester permission token, and once we get it, we try to do call, but of course such call will again fail because we just obtain RPT token, but it doesn't have permissions, of course. So here we catch exception, because here we will get exception. We check it, check status. The status will be of course forbidden, which is described by NUMA specification. And resource server will register for us permission and will return ticket. So in this response we got also ticket, and here it is. We take that ticket and create authorization request here with that ticket. And here in authorization request we do call, where we actually try to authorize our RPT. In case authorization policy on server, I will not show it right now. I think it's out of scope for this demo. If authorization policy is okay with that data that we provided, then authorization will be granted to that RPT. And here I check whether authorization response is not null. It's just a dummy check. But we try to do here now authorization policy is written in such a way that grant will be successful on authorization server, and we will try to do call with our new RPT, which is already authorized, and we should got finally our phone numbers. So that's it. Yeah, a lot of explanation. Now let's see something. Yeah.
I was going to say, can you run it? Let's see.
Yeah, let's try to run our test.
while you're running it, I'd like to point out that all this code is available as open source, and I will tweet a link from Glue Federation about where you can download the code if you want to see it yourself. But go ahead, Yuri.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, so here is our test, and we may see some logs here. So we actually, this is our initial call where we try to call without RPT. Of course, such response is unauthorized. Then we see logs where we obtain authorization access token in order to do call to authorization API on authorization server. So we successfully got it. Then we try to, we obtain RPT and try to do call again. Of course, RPT doesn't have enough permissions and request is forbidden. And resource server returns to us ticket. So, and here is that ticket. We try to authorize our RPT with that ticket, and RPT, you see, is authorized. And then finally we do call, we finally got phone numbers. And yeah, relying party is happy. So, and let's back to our, yeah, so it's logs for relying party, how relying parties interact.
I think that's perfect, Yuri. Okay, all right, thanks a lot.
And one more thing
Sure,
I wanted to show is for, because how a resource server actually acts here. And yeah, on monitor we may see very detailed logs how actually it was. So here we see that there was access to view other phones, and that we see that client doesn't present RPT and RPT token, and we return 41 unauthorized HTTP response. Give relying party URI where it can get configuration for that authorization server. So then we see that there was call to access it, but when we check status, because we always need to check status of that RPT, we see that there was no permissions. Then we say that there is no permission and register permission in order to access that phone numbers. So we return back with HTTP forbidden entity with ticket, and then there was another call where probably relying party already obtained authorization, and when we check that status, here is status, so that status is perfectly okay for us, and then we finally say okay, permission is granted, and returned our resources. So that's it's complete workflow. So I show both sides. If back to our main diagram, I show both sides. First, requesting party, how the interaction is made, and resource server. Yeah, that's it
awesome.
for now.
All right. Thanks a lot, Yuri.